Right. Right, let's go. So, control. Yeah, overwrite. Overwrite that odd one, because literally all that is was just me testing to make sure it won't crash immediately. But yeah, control. This is... I'll explain after the cutscene.
This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
Hello? Anyone here?
Yeah, I see it. But what is it? I can feel it. It resonates. The things you show me, my friend, I forget. It's all in my head. There's no you, right?
In hindsight, probably should have done my little...
Everybody? I need someone to point me in the right direction.
Probably, I'm going to actually drop the volume a little bit. Just a little, stick it at about 80. Just because I don't want it to peak the volume too much. There we go. That looks like it works a little bit better. Anyway. Ooh, it's loud in my ears. Progress is through that way. Okay. Yeah. This is one I tried to play this a while ago, actually, about when it first came out. Got it on my Xbox One. Unfortunately, it's the Xbox One, the original version of it, so it's basically the least powerful thing you could try and run this game on. And it didn't run great. I had problems with like the maps not loading properly. It crashed a fair bit, but now I've got the PC version, so let's actually try and go through it properly this time. What have we got here? Collectibles, eh? Correspondence. Here we go. Prohibited items reminder. Federal Bureau of Control reminder. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated and issued a reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart, number 2 pencils for some fucking reason. Any object considered iconic, representations of an archetypal concept, e.g. rubber ducks, ketchup bottles. Okay, that's a bizarre thing you can't bring in. All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. Okay. Can I go through here? Yes. Move my chair back a little bit. There we go. What have we got here? Internal lockdown in effect. Building lockdown in effect. Multiple containment breaches detected. That's going... Everything's going swimmingly then. But yeah, this whole... if you didn't know, this entire game is kind of inspired by the SCP Foundations. Hence the title of the stream. Can I... Can I increase my FOV? I don't know if I can. I would like to increase the FOV. Feels a bit too close for my liking. Should have done this on my little tests earlier. Nope. Oh well. Never mind. Already have. Head of Research, Dr. Casper Darling. Oh, he's in a lot of the little videos you find around. Not mistaken. Our Bureau at work. That's... Is it Artie? I think his name is? Extremely finished dude, if I'm not mistaken. And Director Zachariah Trench. I do believe that's... I think that's meant to be James McCaffrey. Rest in peace, my dude. He's the guy who voiced Max Payne. And was also the likeness of Max Payne in... Max Payne 2 and 3.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them and they were hiding in plain sight.
Is that got a door? Who's that here? Yeah, I believe you can't find the building unless you're specifically looking for it, I think. Security order. A shark... What? Something about a fucking shark? Okay. I half expect all of these little posters to actually have proper little details on them if you can get up close. Hello. As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We are still waiting on them for a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4E from your supervisor. If you think you are exempt from filling in an R4, then you need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under sections 75.2 of the employee manual. If your R4 requires interdimensional claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Mrs. Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland. As needed, they'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Okay.
Hello?
That'll be Artie. I'm scrounging for things to pick up. I'll tighten that one.
Hey, excuse me.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, then you are no helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I do not speak a
I've
word
done
of Finnish, so I don't know
night
what he
shift
said.
loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's a murderer around, that's him.
I just look back around. That way, I'm assuming, is progress. Ooh, more stuff.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
Expenditures. Major staffing, surveillance, redacted, data center initiative, construction, redacted, minor. Office equipment, janitorial costs, redacted, mold removal, HQ livability costs. Okay. Just a little breakdown of stuff. Nice. That's led me back to the beginning. Here we go.
The cell and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
Starring Courtney Hope. Hello, Mr. T. How you doing? This is Control. This game is by the people that made the same company that made Max Payne 1 and 2. I'm alright, thanks. My throat is slowly but surely getting better. I've had a bit of a cold these past few days. Funnily enough, this game also has Max Payne's actor. Plot of the game,
Did
right.
I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
So, rough idea of the plot is, have you heard of the SCP archive? If not, you might want to look it up, because it's your kind of thing. It's full of, like, sort of creepy stuff where, basically, this game is basically like Max Payne meets that. So, this lady here, whose name I have unfortunately forgotten, she is looking for her brother, and she has arrived at the Federal Bureau of Control, which is basically the SCP Foundation. But yes, there will be shooting later, but this one currently is just, this is in the, explaining the world bit at the minute. I believe that's James McCaffrey there, so that's, Thingy's voice actor, I believe. The late James McCaffrey, he sadly passed away last year, poor guy. But we shall remember him, and the fucking incredible work that he did. What are the enemies? What weapons does she have? Enemies are weird possessed shit, including people. Guns are... You're about to find out what guns she gets. So this thing is, like I said, this game is weird and surreal.
Shit. Shit. You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
I don't know if you can quite make it out, but it's sort of like a weird kind of swirly pattern. That's some kind of otherworldly entity, and it's specifically telling it to pick up the gun. Because it draws your eye to it. Is this game on console or PlayStation? Yes, it is. I'll explain slightly more in a second. Only the director can wield. The gun /sword intentionally left blank. 4.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's
So
altered
PS4.
world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
It's pretty good from what I got to play before. So is your ritual /challenge. You must choose to be the chosen one.
Look at this place. Where
How old is this game? I want to say 2019. Literally, this game, it's the... I'll pause it briefly. This game is in that, Boom, I put one bit screen, yeah. This game is kind of in that, that sort of transitionary period where the PS5 had just come out, but everything was still kind of coming out on the old consoles. So I think this literally came out just before that. That's no problem. Questions are no problem. I like explaining this sort of stuff. But yeah, so it's kind of is just in that end of the PS4 life cycle. Like I said, I originally played this on the Xbox One. The problem is my Xbox One is I got it back in, I want to say like 2015, 2014, around there. So it was quite old by the time this game came out, and it didn't run it very well. So I got the fancy PC version now with all of the bells and whistles, because this one's got all the DLC with it. These are concepts / tattoos we see in your mind. The service weapon, it has many forms, like the house prison you occupy. Yeah, there's something called the board, which is what's in charge of the bureau, which is, I don't know what exactly the board is, but it's some kind of weird otherworldly entity, and it's related to this giant... Oh, fuck. I forgot to switch it back to the gameplay. There we go. I'm an idiot. So, the board is related to this giant pyramid upside down thing you can see off in the distance. Yep. Y to melee. And now you can see why it's kinda. You can see one of the reasons it doesn't run great on the old consoles. It's got very, very fancy physics, this thing. There's the weapon. I explained. Basically, you know, in ancient mythologies all around the world, there's always like a weapon where you have to pass a test in order to be able to use it. Think like Excalibur, the sword in the stone, or Thor's hammer. That's what this thing is. This thing is all of them, and it takes different forms depending on the whoever it is that picks it up. A little bit of lore around this thing. Quite highly. They're rated it quite highly.
Okay.
I now have a gun.
Now I have a gun.
Fire the gun. Oh. So, you've got the usual third-person shootings, but as you go along, you start getting more and more magic, like, you start picking up more weird artifacts that give you weird powers. For, I know, for example, one I was quite fond of was you can, is it digital disc on disc? It's on both. But yeah, like ripping up, like you can pick up objects and stuff and like throw them at people psychically. Oh, they've got guns, hang on. Here we go. Gun reloads automatically over time, I do believe. The ball points you. Congratulations, director.
Something's coming. This threat.
Let me know if the sound is good.
An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man.
Excellent.
Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
So it would seem I passed the
Things
test.
have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
Basically, whoever gets to wield this gun is, when you pick it up, it will test you. If you fail it, you would just put the gun to your head and shoot yourself. But I apparently have passed the test, which makes me the new director. Is there anything in here I can pick up? Let me just double check. There we go. Is that down? Yeah. Oh.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
Oh. Yeah, one of the powers you can get eventually is just the straight up ability to fly. So you could just like fly around, like throwing objects at people, ripping up bits of the floor, throwing that at them. Is this game digital only or on physical disc? It's on both. So you can get it on both disc or digital. This particular one is digital, but it is available on the disc as well. So you get to pick whichever one you want. Ah. The oldest house. Yeah, that's the building that I'm in. It's just called the oldest house. It's apparently been in, like, New York, I think, the entire time that New York has existed, but nobody ever actually noticed that it was there. Oh, look. I am now the director. Just through that opening, all of the pictures of the director were all, Director Trench. Now... it's me. I got the job.
The hotline. Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
Says the doorman. Okay.
You're now directed. Yes, correct. Like I said, I believe the law, like the specific law behind it is, I believe I pick up something later that will explain it. But out of all the like all of the world's mythologies, so like ancient Greek myths, Viking legends, all that kind of stuff, there's always a weapon that you have to pass a test to use it. Think, you know, like Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, where the only person who can pick it up is worthy to be Thor. This is Mjolnir. There's like, I think it's like Hindus. I think it's one of the Hindu stories, but there's like a spear. It's the spear. You know the sword and the stone that King Arthur pulls out. That the only person who can pull out that sword is the true King of England. That's this gun. It changes its form depending on who's getting it. Ooh, I have a weapon mod. Yes, please. I would like some more damage, please. Thank you very much. As much as I expected from the director, the responsibility, the privilege. Here we go, the service weapon. Objects of power. A containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description. Power utility. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows power utilitarians to... yeah, it's quite a common thing of only, like, the worthy people can pick it up. Yeah, this object must only be bound by... individuals seeking the role of redacted, that'll be director. The object will determine whether redacted. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dictated by the blank. I'm presuming that's the board. Although their criteria isn't known. Background. The object was discovered inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis... blank, many forms throughout history. Mjolnir, that's Thor's hammer. Excalibur, that's the sword and the stone. Varanastra, I don't know what that one is, but I think that's the spear that I mentioned. All weapons that blank of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconsciousness, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. In this case, blank. Why did I pick this up? Okay, Marshall, we checked out the suspect ore in Duluth. Wasn't anything, just like the house fire before this. And the malfunction clothes dry before that. The team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort fake ores from the real thing, or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch. Next one on the list, let's hope it's a little livelier. Trying to do not disturb. I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara, not a single one. Rude terminology. In the service of his or her country. Regret, proud, pride will be remembered. This is what you need to say instead of if someone is killed. Word to avoid. Alaska scissors, blood bled, loss, apologies, / sorry. I'm pretty sure I've read all of those now. Multimedia, eh? Ooh.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner, and you're it. Lose, and you're, well, fired. Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling, head of research, Federal Bureau of Control.
But yeah. Yeah, all of the employees are just kind of stuck floating in the air like this. I hear weird things. So that's Central Executive. I believe that's the direction it wants me to go. So I'm going to have a little run around. Is there Director's office? That's where I've just come from. Ah!
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
Here we are. The building that this thing's in, it changes shape.